In the bustling arteries of Melbourne Airport, where travelers converge like threads in a global tapestry, Bianca Censori made an entrance that was as unapologetic as it was unforgettable. Touching down on a Monday morning from the sun-soaked sprawl of Los Angeles, the 30-year-old Yeezy architect in both literal design and metaphorical reinvention, emerged in an ensemble that redefined airport attire as high art provocation. High-waisted underwear in neutral beige formed the centerpiece, a daring declaration layered beneath a tight gray long-sleeve top that clung like a second skin. Gleaming gold stockings caught the fluorescent lights, transforming her legs into metallic sculptures, while silver-pointed stilettos elevated her stride to statuesque heights. Slung over one shoulder, a black Hermes Birkin bag stood as both shield and statement, its luxury a counterpoint to the raw minimalism of her look. A khaki newsboy cap shadowed her face, an attempt at anonymity in a moment screaming for scrutiny, as she navigated the terminal solo, her husband, Kanye West, absent but evoked in the glint of her wedding ring. This arrival, timed with the precision of a Fashion Week schedule, coincided serendipitously with the eve of the Melbourne Cup, Australia's glittering pinnacle of horse racing elegance. The event, a whirl of derby hats, champagne flutes and high-stakes wagers, draws the nation's gaze to Flemington Racecourse, where tradition meets spectacle. Censori's provocative silhouette seemed a prelude to the festivities, injecting her signature edge into the occasion's polished veneer. It echoed her previous pilgrimage to Melbourne in November 2023, a homecoming that reunited her with parents and sister in the quiet comforts of family. Then, observers noted a softening, a back-to-normal Bianca, as an old friend confided, donning a sweater dress for a pasta dinner at a local cafe. "It was very obvious to us that she was acting like she was off the clock from a job," the friend reflected, capturing a rare glimpse of unfiltered domesticity amid her whirlwind existence. Yet, this latest outing reaffirmed Censori's evolution into a provocateur whose wardrobe is a manifesto. Since her December 2022 marriage to West, a union that fused creative minds in a blaze of headlines, she has curated looks that challenge norms, blending vulnerability with audacity. Her airport aesthetic, barely there yet meticulously accessorized, has become a hallmark, turning transit lounges into impromptu runways. Just months prior, in January, she alighted at Tokyo's Haneda Airport in a gray thong-style long-sleeve bodysuit, sheer tights veiling her form like mist, paired with futuristic silver pumps that clicked like Morse code against the tile. It was a vision of cyberpunk minimalism, where exposure met innovation, her stride a silent sermon on body autonomy. The Los Angeles departure that bridged continents offered another chapter in this serial narrative. Flying out with West, Censori eschewed tights altogether, opting for black briefs that framed her like a frame within a frame, teamed with white high-heeled thong boots that elongated her silhouette to ethereal proportions. The same newsboy cap reappeared, a recurring motif of coy concealment, as if to whisper that mystery amplifies allure. These choices aren't haphazard. They are deliberate dialogues with the male gaze, subverting expectations in an industry that often scripts women's wardrobes. Censori, with her architectural background and Yeezy collaborations, approaches fashion as structure, load-bearing elements reduced to essentials, where underwear becomes outerwear and tights transmute into armor. Her Melbourne touchdown arrives on the heels of a digital resurrection, a return to Instagram after a prolonged silence, where she unveiled mirror selfies in bras, underwear, and sheer tights. These images, poised and unyielding, heralded her forthcoming venture, a December 11th launch speculated to be a clothing line, extending her influence from muse to maker. Posed against neutral backdrops, her reflections doubled the intimacy, inviting viewers to contemplate the self as both subject and creator. It's a pivot from passive icon to active entrepreneur, where the body she bears becomes the blueprint for her brand. Censori's trajectory traces a fascinating arc. From Melbourne's sun-drenched suburbs to the epicenter of global cool, her marriage to West catapulted her into a vortex of creativity and controversy. Yeezy, under his vision, has always courted the avant-garde, and Censori's role as its architect infuses practicality into provocation, designs that question comfort's conventions. Her airport ensembles, far from mere statements, embody this ethos, functional for the jet-set life yet disruptive enough to linger in memory. The Birkin, that totem of quiet opulence, juxtaposed against near nudity, underscores the tension between accessibility and exclusivity, a theme West has long explored in his music and moda. In Melbourne's familiar embrace, this look feels like homecoming with a twist, a reclamation of roots through the lens of reinvention. The cup awaits, with its parade of finery, but Censori arrives not to conform but to converse, her gold stockings a flash of rebellion amid the frocks. Friends from her pre-fame days might see echoes of the girl who once sketched buildings, now drafting wardrobes that build empires. As she vanished into the terminal's throng, cap low and Birkin high, one pondered the narratives unfolding, of solos turned duets, of exposures that empower. In Bianca Censori's world, arrival is never just landing, it's launching, a perpetual ascent where less is infinitely more.